So, hello everyone. Welcome to the financial budgeting webinar brought to you by MUISS, Monash University International Student Service. My name is Gurpal. I'm the Services and Welfare Exec for 2021. So given that 2020 has been a tough year in regards to finances and all of the general stuff, here we are presenting you the budgeting webinar where MUISS has collaborated with the company Each provides an integrated range of health, disability, counseling, and mental health services across Australia. They have been giving support to a wide range of its members since last more than 40 years towards a healthier and happier life. But I think since the experts, Sean and Mandy, are here, I'll let them take the charge. So please let me introduce to you Sean and Mandy, everyone. They'll be taking on from here, and meanwhile, there will be a question and answer session after their presentation. So feel free to ask any questions regarding your financial budgeting, and I'm pretty sure we'll try our best to answer as many inquiries as we can. So I'll hand it over to Sean and Mandy from here.
Thank you. That was a pretty good introduction to each. We are just a health service. A lot of our services are available for free, and we do have a wide variety of services available, and we'll get those on the next slide. But what me and Mandy do, we work for basically a counselling element of our health service, particularly the Gamblers Help counselling aspect of our service. And so part of that is the financial counselling side. And so what we'll be speaking about in a little bit, you'll be hearing from Mandy talking about financial counselling, and she'll also be offering sort of tips around budgeting and bills and things like that. But it's really important to, I guess, understand what she does and how she can help people who may be having issues with budgeting or bills. And yeah, she can really offer you advice in terms of websites and things like that to visit to help you out. But at the same time, we also offer financial counsellors and gambling harm financial counsellors as well. Okay, so yeah, each is quite a large organisation. We do operate in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, so yeah, it's pretty easy to find. We have buildings kind of all over the eastern suburbs, but we also operate in New South Wales and Queensland as well. We do have a range of services, particularly with counselling, NDIS, mental health services all around. We just have a little, I guess, Gamblers Help community education and counselling service. We're only a small aspect of everything that each does. And so, yeah, you might find that we do have, a lot of different services that we're not going to be covering today, but yeah, it's well worth checking out our website and sort of seeing the other free services, generally free services that we do offer. With our counselling services, we have therapeutic and financial counselling relating to gambling harm, but it might not be you, it might be a friend or family member that is affected by gambling harm. You might have debts associated with gambling harm, or a friend or family member associated with gambling harm. And so our services are available for people affected by gambling harm. We do have general financial counsellors as well that we work with quite often. And so I guess, yeah, it is really important to understand, I guess, what makes our service really important is it's not just for those affected by harm, but also friends and family as well. And our service is also, it also can offer free ongoing services. A lot of counselling services and might offer sort of 5 sessions and then you start having to pay, but our services are ongoing, and that's a really important element of our service. So yeah, I guess today's main topic is sort of more budgeting and things like that, living in Australia and things to look out for. So I'll hand it over to Mandy and she can get into that. She is a financial counsellor, so she should be able to offer you plenty of advice. And if you do have any questions, just feel free to ask, post them in the chat or whatever, and we'll try and answer them. Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. And I think the main thing we are talking about is about budgeting, and having a budget is helping you to feel in control of your money, and you can save that actually the money to help you achieve the goals or, save for the raining day. The first thing of all, we are talking about recording your income. that is depends on how much your money is coming in and when. And if you had, will be great too if you have regular incomes coming in. We are talking about like if that is weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and sometimes can be annually as well, or half year, even like that. Because I believe some international students, some of, if you don't actually have a part-time job, then maybe you are relying on the overseas income. The parents transfer the money in for the school fee, everything like that, then can happen half year on 3 months or something like that. But it's very important to record that money, how much you have and how regularly you have. And then we break it down to seeing that how much, where is that from, and how often. That is including like all sorts of money, because that's including sometimes like your wages, if you got part-time job, on the other incomes you're having. And then the second thing on the slide is add up your expenses. That is like recording all the regular expenses you have regarding how small it is what for, how much, and where you spend your money. And that is go down to the big slide, your needs and want. It's come down to like your rent or mortgage payment, your utility bills, water bills, power bills, your phone bill, internet bills, and some households like food, grocery, and sometimes maybe the medical expensive, like you go out buy Panadol or something like that, that actually you don't think when you spend that $5 and $6, maybe like 1 and 2 months, but that is money is going out. And of course, come down to the transport fee. Sometimes you need for Mikey, and sometimes you for Uber and taxi, something like that. And if you have a debt, for example, credit card debt, on personal debt, on car loan, something like that, and otherwise that are a little bit inexpensive, we are talking about like if you own a car, like car service you have to pay, car repair, and sometimes, you know, if the school organizes school excursion stuff is happening, on if you got your pet at home, your cat, your dogs, it's extra expensive you have to maintain and pay as well. And okay, so the third one is see what if you can save, and having a saving can help to create a safety net and for expanding, you know, expanding expensive. And having set a saving goals to how much you can save each day is very important as well. That is all in the budget. And of course, in the end, is to set your spending limit. Why is it so important to set the spending limit? The money you have left after all the expenditure you're going. For example, you got $100 a week, and but all your expenditure add up, maybe you got $20 a week left in the end. But that is money you can save in your bank account. So make the plan for you. You don't have to save more than $80. Otherwise, like you won't have that $20 saved in the end per week. And PS, review your budget regularly. So it's important to adjust your budget as things changing. For example, if you find out that you can't cover your all expenses and the saving on the spending, you may need to reduce your spending limit on changing your saving goal. And then next slide, please, on. And now we will watch radio, and that actually can let you to understand a little bit more about what is budgeting.
In a few simple steps, you can take control of your money instead of feeling like it controls you. Doing a quick budget is an easy way of getting a snapshot of your current financial situation. It helps you direct your money to where it matters most and set goals so you can enjoy more of the good things in life. Start by listing out your income sources and your major expenses. Then look at your spending, which can be as easy as looking at your banking app, and build out your budget from there. A budget can be on a piece of paper, a spreadsheet, or MoneySmart's budget planner can help you do this too. Think about how you spend your money. Is money disappearing through coffee, vending machines, and impulse buys? Add these things up and think about how that money could be redirected to your saving goals, like holidays or investing. If your expenses are higher than you'd think, it's not the end of the world. It's only once you know this, you can take action to find the right balance. You may surprise yourself with what you can achieve when you put your mind to it. Start a budget today. Visit moneysmart.gov.au and take control of your money.
All right, they're talking about the Money Smart. What is Money Smart? Money Smart actually is a website, and they have a lot of the information over there. If you have time, then I would really strongly suggest to go Money Smart website, have a look, and also using their online tools, and they have a very beautiful budgeting tools over there you can use for and to manage and have using and have a look. But of course, if you don't want to use Money Smart, it's fine, because right now we have a lot of the different apps you can download from your app store, then just using daily as well. And I believe some people actually using their banking, they're checking how is their expenditure, etc. And right now we are talking about manage in the limited income. In here we can see that look at your income, like how much money you have coming in, and checking down your expenses, like using your online banking apps, or you're using other apps you can download from Apple Store or whatever Android Store, Google Store, using for that for your budgeting inside of it. And then remember this, it doesn't matter how small of the, I would say, the spending, like even like $1 or $2 coffee, you never thought that is important, but actually end up a year to possibly cost you more than $1,000. No joke. And separate needs from want. I would say that in here, there is a lot of the essential item you need for living. For example, we are talking about rental, food and grocery, your power bills, your water bills, your phone bill, your internet for school, all this kind of stuff. But is it necessary to have to buy the makeup product, or we go out for a movie, all this kind of stuff? We can discuss that later about needs and wants. And thinking about what you're spending, I would say that get some idea regarding and compare what you're spending as well. Like for example, you never thought that, okay, right now I want to buy a chocolate, for example. Okay, that chocolate cost me $4. But think about it, if you don't buy the chocolate today, maybe buy on next week, they will have actually discount that 50% to $2. So sometimes we have to think about it and look into different grocery brochure, everything, checking online, are they have a discount? Maybe I think about it getting those items later on, because when they have a discount on. And sometimes we go down to look into the different compare different rates, like, I don't know, phone bill and internet. Right now, there are a lot of different service provider, like Vodafone, Telstra, Optus, Dodo, those all different plans out there. And compare them, you have actually cheap plan. Is that enough for you? Or actually is how relevant you're using, like monthly, how much you're paying, all this kind of stuff. Next slide on, please. And now we watch the other video.
A gaming console or a new phone? New trainers or a big night out? Choosing between things you really want is hard. If you've created a budget to try and save some money, you'll have to decide what your needs and wants are. You only have so much cash, so you need to make choices. Opportunity cost is what you lose by choosing one alternative over another. For every opportunity you choose, there might be something you have to give up. Mario is torn. He needs a new phone pretty badly, but he's desperate to upgrade his gaming console too. Small problem, he's only got $900 and that won't buy both, so he has to choose. Mario could settle on a cheaper phone which costs $500 and walk away with both the phone and console. The opportunity cost is that he's ended up with a less fancy phone with fewer features. Or Mario could work an extra shift at his job so he has more cash for a newer phone. But there's an opportunity cost there as well. He'll have to spend money on public transport to and from work. His time is also a cost. If he didn't have to go to work, he'd have more free time to hang out with his mates or just sleep. There are other factors to consider too. Maybe Mario needs a better phone for work, or he could be driven by emotion. He wants to keep up with his mates. My 5 cents is, it's easy to forget about opportunity cost because you can't really see it, but it's a handy tool to help you to stick to your budget and decide how to spend your precious dollars.
It's a very good videos to think about it, because even we can see that Mario, if he want to go to the works to get some extra income, but he have to spend a little bit more for the extra income, isn't it? So here we are talking about needs and wants. So think about it, all this category, what do you think that is what is a need, and what do you think that what is actually is want? Eating out is a necessary. Some people saying that I need to eat anyway, so why not I'm eating outside instead of like cooking at home? Because cooking at home can cost all the power bills and also water, everything like that. And I have to buy the item, and maybe I go out to eat, maybe just cost $10 on $15. Why not? And sometimes gym membership isn't necessary. Entertainment, we are including like, list on there is a movie, but think about the power bill and gas bill. Also the takeaway coffee, we have that sometimes every day. You don't even think about maybe hot chocolate on bubble tea, something like that. And rental, I believe that rental is definitely, we need that for sure, because we all need to find a place to live anyway. And what about soft drink? Gambling, grocery, makeup, and buying stuff online, like using your apps to pay something for gaming stuff. What do you think that is necessary? Next slide, please. And this slide, we are talking about the simple ways to save money. All right, as I keep mentioning that before, set a saving goal in your budget. So important. Whatever you save that for your holiday, for your house, for your next car, whatever you want to buy the product, that is something like you can do it as a practice every single day. If you want to start to save money, it's really good to have a goal for it. And of course, when you're using the budget, actually that can able to easily track it down. That's why we're talking about the budget before. And have a saving plan and to know where your money is going. So like, where is the expenditure, starting the budget. And most important is having a clear picture of your regular expenses and spending habit, and help you to see that where you can actually cut down and save. I would say that, like for example, gym membership, bring your lunch to the school or go to the work instead you spend that $10 every day outside, because maybe you just need $20 a week for the lunch when if you're cooking at home. And I would say that in the next thing is pay off some of the debt if you have a debt. For example, if you have a credit card or personal loan on payday lender. And sometimes you even like borrow money from your friend, but of course you try to pay it off. That is some saving habit you can start with. You try to save money, even $20 a week, and then 1 month you can build up like $80, then you can pay it back to your friend. And sort around for the best deal. And do the research before you sign up for any financial product on credit card, on loan, whatever, and make sure that product is right for you. I think I mentioned a little bit like this before, is shopping for the cheaper product. What do you think that is necessary for you to get that $80 with Telstra, but you don't have enough, data use, but same deal, maybe Vodafone can offer you $40 a month. And similar stuff like review your insurance. I'm not 100% sure like how many you guys know about the insurance, but like I believe that you have medical insurance as well. But sometimes if you got your car, you have a car insurance. But remember, this insurance actually can come up, they can actually charge money increase every year. So it's important to review that each year on 1 and 2 years to see that is that necessary you need to stay in that specific insurance company, because if you change to the other insurance company, they may give you the better deal. Next slide, so thank you. And that is set up the separate account, set up the separate saving account. Wow, that is a big one. What I'm saying that is important in here is online saving account is a great way to manage your money. Unlikely like transaction account you're using like normal saving debit account, you can't actually spend money direct from that saving account. So it's hard to dig into your savings. So look for the account with high interest rates and no fees to grow your savings faster. And automatically about your saving is transfer part of your pay on income on the money you want to save into that specific saving account, and actually can ask your employer on, you can do the set up the direct debit. You got your daily normal debit account you for yourself, using for every day maybe, but separate account for just for saving money. And this way, actually, you can save without thinking. Actually, that that money is automatically go into the saving account, then you don't have to think. And then in here, change or spending habit and save. Well, I list some of here. Shift from the large and small lattes can save $1.50 a day. Then can save more than $500 a year buying coffee. Cut down alcohol, of course. If you're drinking alcohol, you know how much is drinking alcohol in here. And make your lunch at home. Saving even $5 a day to buying lunch add up to $1,200 a year, over a year. Cut down of eating out or ordering in. I would say that we are getting a lot of the, habit and build up a lot of the different, the technology is so convenient right now. So we build so easy to get access into it. Uber Eats, delivery, everything. Sometimes they saying that, wow, just $3 to $2 for one meal per delivery. But think about it, if you do that twice a day, that's possibly $6. So think about it, if you're not even doing every day, you're doing 4 times a week, that's a lot of the money for a week expensive. So this is something you can look into, even how small it is, we can slowly to build it up. We can cut it down there, or we can actually save more money of like just going to build up the saving. Next slide, Sean, thank you.
You're broke. Why? But you still have to live. What about using a credit card just to tide you over? Credit can be handy, but when you borrow money, you create debt. If you can't pay it back in time, you'll be charged interest and your debt will slowly grow. Tunde has been lusting after a designer handbag that is amazingly half price. She has no cash right now, so she buys it on her credit card for $1,000. Credit card companies let you borrow money, but they charge a high rate of interest. Let's say Tunde's rate is 16%. If she just pays the minimum repayment of $25 per month, it would take Tunde nearly 5 years to pay off her handbag, and it would end up costing over $400 more. However, if she pays $100 each month, she can pay the full debt in 11 months with only $65 in interest. Better still, if Tunde had waited and saved up the cash, she'd only pay the true price of $1,000. Fees for borrowing money can also sneak up on you. Tunde has to pay a yearly fee just to use the credit card, and she'll get charged a penalty if she doesn't make the minimum repayment. So, what about buy now, pay later services that let you buy something right now and pay it off in installments over several weeks? It seems like they only charge a small fee, but if you miss a payment because there isn't enough money in your account, they charge you a much bigger one. Plus, your bank will charge you too for dishonouring the debt. My 5 cents is borrowing is easy, but getting out of debt can be really hard. It's hard to remember when something is begging you to buy it, but the true cost of borrowing money might be way more than it's worth. Ugh.
And here we are talking about the credits, means like, of course, when you borrow money, we always come with the concept of paying the interest. So in here, that's why we are talking about like try to save more up money to buy the original price instead you borrow money to actually have to pay extra for on top of interest. So in here, if you still behind the bill after your budgeting on your income's never high enough to cover your expenses, next slide. Thank you, Sean. And the step of you behind your payments, what you can do and what is the options are. And the first thing of all, you can contact your service provider or your financial service provider to let them know that what's going on and what happened to you. And ask for the specific for financial hardship, then explain the full circumstances. And ask the financial hardship team if you can pay later, or you can set up the payment plan on your situation, based on your situation and based on your budget as well, of course. Ask the team what you can do, and if you have a less or no money to make any other repayment. And if you really struggle about your financial situation, you're getting behind of all your bills, or you have a credit card debt, etc., please contact us. I think the main thing, National Debt Helpline, that can help you. It's on 1-800-007-007. Next slide. Thank you. And here we got particular case study. I just want to quickly mention about friendship debt. And we say that Sandy and Tina are international students. They're living together as a housemate. They are very good friends as well. But unsure since when Tina actually stopped paying household bill and start to borrow money from Sandy. And actually Tina told Sandy that she couldn't find any part-time work, and then her parents unable even sending money over to her as well. And then not long after, Sandy started to receive some unpaid bills for the house, and then actually her name's on the bills as well. And supposedly Tina should pay all the bills, but of course she didn't pay that. And Sandy found out that Tina actually gambled those money, and right now they don't have money to pay the bills and pay the rent. So what they actually can do. So this is come down to the option I talked about just before. Contact your service provider, inform them exactly what's going on, and actually they can help you with. And do not afraid to contact them, because explain your situation to your service provider, to the friends on seeking help is the first step ever, and that is helping yourself. And of course, right now we are not just talking about friendship. That can happen to your partner, boyfriend, and girlfriend as well. Next slide, Sean, thank you. And here I hand over to Sean to let him to talk about gambling harms, and not just gambling harm as well. When you experience financial difficulty and gaming addiction, all this kind of stuff. Thank you, Saul.
Thank you. Yeah, so basically a big part of being, I guess, financially competent and understanding budgeting and things like that is spending leaks, and also avoiding potentially hazardous situations with your money and finances. And I guess something that is really, really popular in Australia and really heavily advertised is gambling. But it really pays to understand how it works, and it is an extremely profitable industry. They do earn a lot of money, and people who gamble generally lose a lot of money. in Victoria, people lose $5 billion every year, whereas in Australia, it's about $25 billion. And so not only does that affect you really financially, but it also makes you really stressed and can make you, I guess, yeah, really upset and angry sometimes. And that can really affect your friendships and relationships as well. So there is kind of this co-occurring conditions with gambling harm and things like that. So it is just something to be aware of. Don't just think you can walk into a casino and potentially win. A healthy way of thinking about it is gambling is a way of spending money, not making money. And that is a healthy sort of way of thinking about gambling. And I guess another way of thinking about it is if you do have some money and you think, oh, I think this is worth risking, like you really have to think, is it worth potentially not saving up for something that you want, like it might be new clothes, might be a new phone, going on holiday, whatever it is, hanging out with your friends. Is it really worth risking the money that you were going to potentially be using for that on gambling? And generally, the answer is no, just because the saying goes that the house always wins, and it's very, very true. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend attempting to gamble to pay off debts and things like that as well, because that can only cause more financial issues. Is that pretty much it for us, Mandy? Yeah, I guess something that's important to understand for people at Monash. In the city of Monash, people lose playing the pokies. It's around $300,000 every day in the city of Monash. It is a very, very profitable industry, and people who do it generally lose quite a lot of money. It's gambling in general. The city of Monash probably loses something like $700,000 a day to gambling. And so that just goes to the gambling companies, the casino, whatever it is, TABs, venues, online sports betting companies. And so, yeah, people that gamble generally losing a huge amount of money. So it is just something to be aware of. It is a way of spending money rather than making money. That's pretty much it from me. Does anyone have any questions about anything financially related or gambling related? I guess something else with, yeah, I mentioned our services at the start, and they are available for friends and family. I guess something to be aware of is, you may not be interested in gambling, but you may have, maybe not at the moment, but you may meet someone who is interested in gambling. And yeah, so it's just, I guess, understanding that our support services are there. They're not only available for someone who's affected by gambling harm, but also friends and family of those affected by gambling harm. Is it important for students to start saving for emergency fund? I think Mandy should probably take that one. Yeah, that's okay.
I would say definitely yes. It's very important to saving for the emergency fund. So I think that is one of the reasons I keep mentioning that, regardless how small of the money you try to save every day, in the end, you can actually end up with very big money. Because even like you spend, I don't know, you try to save $5 a week, but end up maybe 12 months later, a year, you can save more than 1,000. That is how that the savings work. And is that my Sean? You can stop sharing, stop sharing, and then I can quickly show up the budget tour. And
sure.
Thank you. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I would consider an emergency fund just like a safety net. Like you never know what sort of bills are coming. So yeah, it's always good to have that.
Yeah, so this one is a very quick one to show you guys what actually is the budget tool like for the Money Smart. You can see that is a very beautiful color one. I actually using this one a lot. So how much bring home money, you can literally choose like how much coming like weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, or annually. And then you just, for example, I got my income, I don't know, just saying fortnightly, $1,500 a fortnight. You can see that here automatically will just say, doing the calculation for you how much. And then, for example, you're paying your rent monthly, that doesn't matter. For example, you're paying your rent this much. you can see that automatically in the other way around, they actually calculate that that is how much money you can, do in the weekly. If you want to manage your, budgeting fortnightly, they will come up with this as well. So in the end, they will have a very beautiful color graphic up here. Of course, right now, I didn't put enough stuff over there, but that is the budget tool actually you guys can use as well.
Mandy, there is another question. It's just about, is there an app that you would recommend?
Usually I would say that the apps is Money Smart One. I know that Money Smart One definitely have the apps for all the budgeting tool side of it. It's very similar. This one, of course, is the electronic one, the computer one.
Yeah.
But if you want to using the app one, Money Smart actually they got their own apps, and I know that they have so many billions apps over there for regarding the budgeting side of it. Just find the one suitable for you. Like some people like nice graphics, some people just like really plain one. They don't have anything else, but mainly it suit you the best. You can download few of them and try it out. And 1 and 2 weeks, if you like it, keep using the same one. If you don't like it, try to download the other one. But the main thing is, it just keep tracking your expenses and make sure you recording your regular incomes correctly. Then you can set the goal to start saving money.
Yeah, maybe it's worth checking out the Money Smart website as well and just seeing if there's anything on there that you would find helpful as well.
Thank you.
That's pretty much it from us. If anyone has any other questions, we're happy to answer them. But I actually will actually post an evaluation link and password to get to the evaluation as well. If anyone wants to fill it out, that would be really, really helpful for us. It kind of asks you about, I guess, a little bit of financial questions, but also a little bit about sort of your understanding of gambling harm and things like that as well. So yeah, if you could fill out the evaluation, that would be much appreciated.
And definitely, as I mentioned that before, the Money Smart website, if you just Google Money Smart, it's come out on the first top. And then click in there, actually, they have a lot of the information. Like I mentioned, the budgeting, manage low income, how to actually save money, how to save the goal, let you to explain what is superannuations, everything actually you need to know about finance over there. Just check it out. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I guess we should explain that the Money Smart website, it's a government-run website. It's not a banking institution or financial institution. So it's not like they're trying to push you into particular products or their own company products. It is a government website. And so it's just there to make sure that people who are in Australia are just kind of having more knowledge and understanding about managing their money.
It's just providing information. So
yeah.
Any other question?
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. So, yep, as no one has any other questions, I think we'll just probably end it here.
Sure.
So thank you very much, Sean and Mandy, for coming in, and I hope it helps everyone.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.